Welcome to InThisCornerTV.com, brought to you by Tecate, Cerveza con Carácter. I'm Smitty in Las Vegas at Camp Mayweather. Now, as Floyd readies for Victor Ortiz on September the 17th at the MGM Grand, one of his young fighters, unbeaten Jessie Vargas, he'll open up that card against Josesito Lopez. We had the opportunity to speak to Vargas and his trainer, Robert Alcazar. Jesse, welcome to In This Corner.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about where you're at this point in your career. 16-0 and 9 KOs, developing young prospect. Where do you feel you're at?
Well, I mean, first of all, we have an upcoming fight September 17th, and I've been given great opportunities, and I've taken advantage of them, and this is just another opportunity that I need to take care of. Our opponent is Josesito Lopez, and we are with Mayweather Promotions. That's my company and my boss. And, I'm feeling they're doing a great job in guiding me the right way into becoming a world champion very soon.
How did you hook up with Mayweather Promotions in the first place? How did that develop, that relationship?
Well, me and Floyd, we have been knowing each other since I was about 10 years old. I think when he first became world champion, we were training at the same gym, which at that time was Nevada Partners, and we've always kept in touch. And when I was 16, he asked me a little bit about my ideas if I was going to turn pro. At that time, he already had his promotional company, and let him know a couple of my ideas that I was trying to make the Olympic team, which I did. I was in the Mexican Olympic team, and as soon as I came back in 2008, he signed me up, and we're here now with 16-0 with 9 KOs, and very happy with the company. And what can I say? We have big things ahead of us.
A great promotion to be under, Mayweather Promotions, a great place to be in Las Vegas. Let's talk about where were you born?
I was born in Los Angeles, but my parents moved down here when I was very young. I was about, I want to say 6. So, I mean, basically, Vegas is all I know.
What got you in boxing in the first place? What was your first moment in the fight game? What got you involved?
I told my father that I wanted to learn how to defend myself, and we entered karate. Taekwondo. I wasn't really too enthused about it. I mean, I think I only lasted about 2 months, and I said, hey, I don't like it. And then my father, he looked into another sport, such as soccer and boxing. But as soon as he took me into a boxing gym, I was fascinated with the sport, and I fell in love with it. And just like many other boxers, I mean, the idea of my father was to have me in a activity that will keep me away from friends, away from the streets, and for me it was boxing, and it worked. I mean, I would have school and boxing, and I would rarely have time to hang out with my friends.
As a youngster, who were the guys you were looking up to? Who were the guys you were? I would imagine Oscar De La Hoya would have been one of them.
Of course, at that time it was Oscar De La Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez, and then Floyd Mayweather was coming up. So, I mean, of course, Floyd Mayweather was a big one. He was here in Vegas, so he was another one to look up to. I had a lot of boxers that I looked up to, but the first one was Julio Cesar Chavez when I was about 8, 9 years old, and I remember my father. He, as soon as I started boxing, he bought a video for me, which was the history of Chavez, and I remember I would play that video over and over, and I told my father, this is what I want. It would show how the people loved Chavez, and just the things he was able to do. I mean, that's one of our goals, and I know it's having high standards, but that's what we want. And
that's what you should shoot for. In fact, speaking of Julio,
just
spent time with him at the Boxing Hall of Fame, the International Boxing Hall of Fame. He was just inducted, and we were just there for that. What did he do in the ring that you marveled at?
I think just his heart. He left his heart in the ring in every fight. And, everything good must come to an end, right? He had a great record, over 100 wins. You can't say that about many boxers. He's a great legend. I mean, a great Mexican warrior. And I think that's what we know him as.
Let's talk about you in amateur boxing. Tell us about your amateur career, which I know was a good one.
Yes, we had a very good amateur career. We had 3 national championships. A couple of silver medals in the nationals, bronze medals. We were always in the top 10 all the time, and I also have 2 national championships in Mexico. I made the Mexican Olympic team. And what can I say? I mean, I have a great career in the amateurs, and now I'm trying to make a great career in the pros, which right now we're 16-0, like I say, and with only being 16-0 and we are now fighting on a pay-per-view card, it must say something right. So we must be doing something right.
Absolutely. And again, it doesn't help to be fighting under this promotion of Mayweather. You're going to open up that pay-per-view against Josesito Lopez on the 17th. Before we get to that fight, watching some films of you, power in both hands, good left jab. I noticed I like that little lead left hook that you use from time to time. Also lead with the right hand from time to time. How do you describe yourself for the fans who haven't seen you, who will see you open up this pay-per-view? Describe your style as a fighter.
First of all, I feel I'm an exciting fighter, and with the ability of having different styles, I think I always blend into whatever my opponent brings. I blend to his style, and which I feel whatever will make it easier for me to make the fight easier. That's the style I change it up in the ring.
Yeah, and I like that in a young fighter.
I feel I have, like you say, I have strength in both hands, right or left. So either one, whichever lands first or whichever lands the best, that's the one I will throw more.
Now, have you actually been able to spar with Floyd and work with him?
No. I think he's my boss, and we don't want to mix that up. He's the best pound for pound fighter. I come into the gym, and whenever he spars, I try to take in as much as I can.
I think it's important too that fighters, when they're watching a guy like Floyd or it could be a Chavez, that you find out what they do, maybe implement some of their training techniques and what have you. But by the same token, you put that into your own style. You don't try to become that fighter. I mean, there's only one Mike Tyson, there's only one Floyd Mayweather, and what I've seen in you as a young up-and-coming fighter, you're not trying to do all the stuff Floyd does. You're more being Jessie Vargas.
Exactly. That's what we want to do. We want to be known for our style. But I mean, I am more than happy to learn from different styles. I'm very open-minded about it, and I know that there is plenty much more to learn. And like you said, I try to take whatever tools Floyd has into my style, and blend it in.
Well, you have a pretty good guy working with you right now. Tell us about your trainer.
Yes, we have Robert Alcazar, and he has a lot of history in boxing with Oscar De La Hoya, and we as soon as I brought him in, we bonded right away, and we're happy to work with each other. And I'm thankful that he took the task, because when I made the decision, I called him and I let him know that I wanted him to work with me, and he took the task, which I thank him for. And we're looking to big things ahead of us.
He's kind of like moving to the next step, the next level, a little bit higher. Let's say before he was running 3 miles, now he's running 6, 7. Before he was sparring 3 rounds, now he's sparring 10. And then the most important thing, he is learning. Now, I've been working with him, and he's a real good student. He's doing a huge process. And every time I explain to him something, he's doing right on the spot. He already is a different fighter. He is doing a lot of movement, a lot of angles. Mm-hmm. Before was a straight to you, a fighter. And now it's everything about angles. And he's using his combinations beautiful this time. Before was kind of like a 1 punch, 2 punch at a time, and now he's putting
them together like a guy named Oscar De La Hoya did, who you worked with. I think you're a good fit for him, because when I look at him and I look at his style, I can already see some of the changes you've made in his body frame. I think it's a nice fit with you and him, coming off all the years with Oscar.
Yeah, that's the most important thing on him right now. He's in that transaction. Mm-hmm. He's moving into the next step on the sport. He is using his leg movement now and his hand speed, and he is in the process of putting those two together. and he looks beautiful.
Again, you're body-wise similar. What has he brought to your game that is a compliment from De La Hoya?
De La Hoya is a great fighter as well. One of the fighters that I looked up to also as a little kid. But I think Robert is showing me a little bit of his style of training, which I like, which is just having very good footwork, very reaction, very fast. Being able to react very fast with our footwork, speed. Because all that was a big factor in De La Hoya's career. I believe that he had very, very, very good footwork, and that's what we're working on now. Before I used to be very, I guess you could say, heavy on my legs. Now we're just very light. And
that reaction showed in that Estrada fight. You caught him with a shot, got him off balance, and there was no hesitation. Bam, you land and you get the one-punch left hook knockout.
And you know what? We only had 2 weeks working before that fight. So, and it showed a difference in just 2 weeks. Now imagine this, that we're going to have 7 weeks for this September 17th bout. It's going to be a big difference, in my style.
I am very, very surprised. I am in 40 years in this sport, and finally, this kid, he observed like a sponge. Everything I tell him, he challenged me back right on the spot. And he, only in a month, if you see him now spar, he's 100% a total different fighter. But he's great. He's for good. This is a real good fighter. And
sounds like you think he can be a world champion someday.
Not just someday. No later than a year from today. Only in 12 months, he's going to be a world champion, without doubt in my mind.
Okay, so we come back in 52 weeks. I'll have a Tecate, we'll drink, and he'll be a world champion.
Exactly. We want to be celebrating.
Okay. Right. Well, what's going to happen against Lopez? What do you know about him as an opponent?
We know that he's a very good fighter. He comes to fight. He likes to brawl. But he also has an option of boxing a little bit. So whatever he wants to bring, we'll be ready. Like I said, we have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D too. Like I say, I'm able to blend into whatever style is in front of me, just because I have so many different styles that I could bring out. I could fight, I could box, I could counter punch. And like I say, and all this comes with having Robert Alcazar in my corner, which has helped me a lot, and working another different style. So we're just working more and more, and a lot of improvement. It's
got to feel great, and it's going to feel great, I would imagine, when the lights go down and you're heading towards the ring at the MGM Grand on the 17th, and in your home, where you live now in Las Vegas under the Mayweather. That's got to be exciting for you.
Of course, I think it's going to be a little more exciting when we raise our hand. Because, once we're walking in, I think we're just focused on the fight. We pay very little attention to the fans. Well, I do. I don't like to pay too much attention. I just ready to get in the ring, ready to start throwing blows, because it's the only thing you think about.
Well, on my television show, I've been in the ring with 42 world champions, and I'm unbeaten. I'm also winless, but I'm unbeaten. So what is your timetable towards crawling inside the squared circle with Smitty? What's your timetable towards winning a world title?
A world title? Well, I don't want to crawl in with you, man. Hey, but in the world title, we're trying to get it as soon as possible. My company, my Mayweather Promotions, I think they are taking the right steps into taking me to be world champion. And what can I say? I'm happy to be with the company, and I'm sure very soon we will be fighting for the title.
Are you going to stay at this buck 40, 140 pounds for a while?
For now, I feel very comfortable at 140. So yes, I believe I'll stay here for a little bit longer.
Well, you've had a tremendous young career so far. We wish you the best of luck against Lopez on the 17th, and I do look forward to climbing inside the ring with you someday. Hopefully, I won't be too much older than I am right now.
I know you're looking good though. So even if you get a little lower, I bet you still look good.
It's the Tecate that keeps me strong.